Da sind wir. So here we are. When did we match on Bumble? When did we match on Bumble?
I think a few months ago.
Already a few months ago.
Yeah,
And why didn't we meet so far?
because you had to work in Austria.
I was in Austria. Okay. And why did you swipe me right first, or did I swipe you right first?
I think you swiped me first.
I swiped you first. Oh,
Yes.
really?
Because I was only looking at the one who liked, who swiped me.
Okay, you never swipe. You
No,
only
no.
look at the ones that swipe you.
Yeah,
There are many women swiping you right.
yeah, a lot. I think hundreds or maybe thousands.
No, but seriously.
No, maybe 40 or something.
Mm-hmm. And how do you decide which one to match?
First of all, on distance is important for me.
Which means?
Which means I don't want to find some kind of relationship which is far out of Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very nice when you meet that you can have a quick coffee or just only a dinner or etc.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of taking your bag and be there for only a weekend or so.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would look at the profile and think if someone is doing their homework, and that means that I think it's very important and with someone is thinking a little bit further about what life has to offer, and
Not so superficial woman.
actually not, no.
Okay.
No, there are a lot of who just are. I'm happy. I have a good life, and just.
I know these Tinder profiles or Bumble profiles.
Yeah,
Yes.
my kids are well, and I have a good job, full-time working.
How
and
come that people are that way? Why do you think they are? Are they really that superficial, or do you think that they don't dare to show their emotions?
I think sometimes they don't dare to show their emotions. Sometimes they don't dare to look at their own emotions.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing you need to do. Yes.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of people are giving someone else the blame of their discomfort.
Yes.
And I think it's very important that you look all the time at yourself and never blame someone else for your discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you have to look into the mirror and.
So it's not that you just look at the pictures, but you also look at the text, what they're writing.
Yes.
And what if you see an attractive woman who hasn't written anything?
Sometimes I'm curious because I also like to date with someone who is really looking very well, but then I think, what will it deliver me? I don't think it's really worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And why did you swipe me right?
Well,
why did you match me?
Well, you had a real interesting profile about all the, and even some words I really don't understand. But
do you remember what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, the Latin words for love, for the five language. Oh, you didn't look that up?
No. Well, I was
Yeah,
still
it's
considering to, because it was so many
Yeah,
things.
because German, or in German language, same in English, they only have one word for love. But in Greek, they have the friendship love, the love to God, the love that you give to maybe the sick, to the children. You have the playful love, you have all kinds of different love. They are much more specific about love, because love is a whole package that comes with it.
Okay, now I don't have to look it up again. Thank you for your explanation. And of course, it was a very interesting profile because you're German and you prefer to live in Amsterdam, and you were looking for work in Austria. I really didn't know that at that time. And it was interesting to me. Oh, and of course, you're very good looking.
Thank you.
It's also important. Not that important, but it's important.
So you are very picky in your partner. It's not only about looks, but it's also about the character of a person.
No, it's, I'll say, it's 70% is character and maybe 30% is the looks. Yeah, and of course I'm judging myself also on that. Maybe what if someone has a real good character which really fits to me and is 2 meters 50 and weighs 180 pounds, or how do you say 280 pounds or something. So then there should be some attractiveness also. But
And okay, so you would have a problem if the woman was overweight, for example, really heavily overweight.
yeah, I think that's not attractive. For me.
Okay, and that you are sitting in a wheelchair, could that also be that this is not attractive, or do you consider that sometimes? How must that feel for the other part or for the woman that you are sitting in a wheelchair? Do you feel inferior of that sometimes, or you think it's actually an asset because you had to evolve emotionally more than other people? How do you consider that?
No, well, I can imagine that it's not about if you talk about the looks in a wheelchair.
Not the looks, but that it's
But it's a lot of people think, okay, if I date someone in a wheelchair or have a relationship in a wheelchair with someone in a wheelchair, my life is getting a little bit disabled also, because we cannot go and travel everywhere easy. The man, for instance, me, cannot paint your house or do all the construction work maybe you like to do.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that people don't want to date with someone in a wheelchair because they don't want to restrict their life. If there is a restriction, but I think there is a restriction, of course.
And how do you feel about that?
I think it's, of course, I feel sad about it, but it's also a fait accompli. It's something I cannot change.
Yes.
I'm used to it for 36 years already. So, of course, I prefer to be a able-bodied person. But
So you wish you were not in the wheelchair, would you?
yeah, my life would be much more comfortable if I was not in a wheelchair. Yeah.
So how old were you when you had this? Was it
21.
it was an accident at
Yeah.
21? So you just grown up to a full man at the age of 21 when that happened.
Yeah. But on the other hand, the person who I am now is because
Yes.
of the wheelchair. So I cannot divide it anymore.
And that's why I swiped you actually right. Because I too have I call it disability, because I have an emotional disability, because I used to suffer from CPTSD, so childhood trauma. And I thought that you might understand how it feels to have a disability, and that you probably must have grown a lot emotionally and mentally to overcome that disability, just like I had to do it, you know, just that, like I had to do it.
Yeah.
And so I thought there we might have something in common, and would really be interesting to meet you, because you're probably not as superficial as many other people, because you had to do the emotional work in order to survive.
Yeah, and I can explain
That's
something about
what-
that emotional work. I always say that when you're young, you learn to cope with problems on a way your parents did that.
Yeah, mainly, yes.
Yeah, they were your first examples. And when I was fully paralyzed in the hospital, and I was on the, how do you call it? We call it beademing.
Mit der Beatmung.
Beatmung.
Yes.
The only thing I knew, I'm not equipped.
So you couldn't move at all?
No, I couldn't.
So
move
you
now.
were, the injury is
Yeah,
right up
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
Okay, and there I can tell that they
Yeah.
they put you on a, I don't know how you
Yeah, ventilator. is
on the
called
ventilator to breathe.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And maybe after 2 weeks, they tried to breathe me, let me breathe alone, and then did it for 1 hour. And I was thinking, in, out, just for 1 hour, just trying not to forget to breathe. And after 1 hour, they put me back on the ventilator.
Because
I
it was
also
too
fell-
difficult?
Yeah, and I also fell asleep. It was very emotionally challenging. It was like, oh my God, if I forget to breathe,
You're dying.
I will die, or will someone save me or something. So I knew I was not equipped to deal with this problem. I had to change, but of course I didn't know how to do that. You cannot change.
Emotionally or as a
from-
person, yes.
It's about how do you deal with a problem, and the problem was on a various level. Yeah, not being able to talk.
Could you not talk?
No, I could not talk. I had to communicate with my eyes.
Because
first.
of the ventilator?
Yeah, yeah. And then they put something on the ventilator, and if you press your thumb on it, I could speak a few words. And then, yeah, because
That must have been such a shock.
yeah, at first I had to try to communicate with my eyes, and they had the alphabet, and then when it's on the A, I try to blink, and of course it's very hard not to blink or to blink too much. And my first word was agenda. I want them to get my agenda because I had appointments which should be cancelled, and so yeah, that was a little bit hard. And maybe later, because I changed, I had to change my opinion on how to deal with problems, etc.
And maybe differentiate between what's important in life and what isn't.
Yeah,
And
of
grow
course,
emotionally.
My future was gone. I considered myself a good-looking summer boy.
Yeah,
And
probably. I guess so. I mean, you're still good looking. How tall are you?
I'm 190.
So 190, yeah, good looking
Yeah.
summer boy. Yes.
Yeah, 6 times a week in the gym, and
Okay, so lots of
and,
muscles, blonde hair,
yeah,
blue
yeah.
eyes, 190, and then this shit
yeah,
happens.
and then you're
A cripple, and then suddenly you're a
yeah,
cripple.
yeah, but only
Oh my
after
goodness.
3 weeks, you lose all your muscles. Actually, I did a lot of sailing, and then you have the old skin on your hand, and that drops. So they had to, when they moved my arm, I saw all the shivers from my hand, and so your body changes completely. It's in a real shock, and I think I lost 20 kg in a few weeks.
20 kilograms.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes if you are laying down completely, and of course you don't eat that much, huh? They feed you with the infus with a sonde, so you don't get the hamburgers and the fries and etc. So I lost a lot of weight. So I was maybe 60 kg. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
And since we met on Bumble, so this is a date, what I really like to know is, because I'm really curious, because actually I never met somebody like you in a wheelchair. I know people who are mentally disabled or emotionally disabled, but not somebody in a wheelchair. How does this change through the course of your life, your perspective on relationship, on love? I mean, can you tell the difference? Probably because because you just grew up to be a man when that happened, and now you're I think, are we the same age? Are you also born in 68?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay,
yes.
so we're both born in which month?
May.
Okay, May. I'm in February. Okay, so
Okay,
you're,
so you're older.
I'm older than you are,
You-
yes.
So now you're a little bit of a cougar, huh?
Yes.
With a young,
Yes,
with a
yes,
younger man.
yes. So, yeah, but how did that change your perspective? How many minutes? 15 minutes. How did that change your perspective on love and on
Yeah.
relationship and sexuality?
Well, not that much, not that much, but because I need help in maybe just by opening the door for me, or maybe helping me in and out of my car. That gives another relation, another dimension on a relationship.
Because, like, the woman is actually the one who receives help from the guy in other relationships, or
Yeah,
in,
maybe yes.
yeah, she wants to feel protected, and maybe she cannot imagine that you can protect her. Or how do you see that?
No.
No. So
Absolutely no. But, the cooperation is different.
yeah,
Yeah, because maybe when I was able, or then I could do everything on my own, and now there is much more cooperation by doing things together. So there's a lot of more negotiation. Well, shall we go this, or what do you prefer, or what do I prefer? So my situation requests that I negotiate much more, and much more than I did when I was an able-bodied person.
and how do women feel with that? Do you have any idea?
I think they appreciate that.
That negotiation, and
Yeah.
there it's more equal or more open and more trustful? Or?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope so. No, but I heard it's.
And girls, after that happened, did you have girls? When did you have your first relationship?
Oh, it was so strange. I was thinking, okay, love has ended.
Okay, that's what you thought after
That's what
that.
I thought, because I was the one, maybe, who was looking for the one who maybe picks the lady, for looking for a lady, and now I'm the one who is being chased. It was a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, in the hospital, I got love letters from anonymous nurses.
Come, were you on the newspaper with that? Or?
Yeah, also yeah. But sometimes someone was
Why?
working as a nurse in the hospital, and then they sent me
Oh,
secret
really?
love letters.
Were you that
yes.
good looking?
No, I was absolutely bald-haired, with a lot of screws in my head on the ventilator.
But what actually had happened? What was the accident?
I tried to put someone in a kennel. It's like what you did when you were young kids, when you were at the swimming pool.
You put somebody in the kennel?
Yeah, and the kennels here in Amsterdam.
Ach so, you try, also du hast
Yeah, as a
versucht, jemanden in
student.
den Kanal zu werfen.
Yeah, that's
And-
what we liked when we were
Okay,
younger.
and instead what happened?
Instead, a lot of guys fell on me.
So you all fell into the kennel?
No, I was on the ground with someone I want to try to put into the kennel. I was also doing judo for a lot of times.
Okay.
And when I was on the ground and a guy was lying on me, a lot of other guys fell, and they just broke. And then I heard crack.
And then the spine broke.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did you know right away that you were this?
No, I was thinking I broke my, how do you call it, slussel. I broke just a bone, but I felt a real scissor to my body. So I was, my breath stopped. I could not talk anymore. I just could look at someone. Don't touch me, don't touch me, and they did.
And you couldn't move anymore.
No, instant. And I could not talk anymore also. Only really soft, really soft. Yeah. And the guys were just, they called the ambulance, did nothing. and I was in the ambulance to the hospital.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So have you been married?
yeah.
I haven't yet, unfortunately. Lucky you. I wish I would be married now, but I was, due to my emotional disability, not able to find the right one because I was emotionally so fucked up in the past that I always only fell in love with abusive guys, you know, that were just like
Ah.
my parents. That's my story. So you were happily married. Lucky you.
Yes, I was really happy. Actually, with a girl I met in the rehab center. So
Was she a nurse?
she was a nurse. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
so
yes.
you married your nurse.
I married my nurse. Yes, and we have had 2 children, and we've been happy for 30 years. So
And you never felt, because it's a stupid question, but I was really I'm sorry for asking the stupid question, but you never felt as a guy inferior to the other man because you're sitting in the wheelchair?
okay, maybe a little
It's-
bit inferior, yes, but not that inferior.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay, so you were happily
No,
married.
absolutely not inferior, but restricted, yes,
Mhm.
but not inferior.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm just asking the stupid question, sorry,
No,
because
no,
I
I don't
know.
think there are stupid
I
questions.
don't know,
so
I don't know.
I
Okay.
think you should never say I'm asking a stupid
Okay,
question.
okay. But you're not married anymore and not together anymore.
No,
For how long now?
2 years.
Okay. And who broke up? You both, or
Yeah,
she
both. And I think sometimes, well, you don't grow at the same speed anymore. So, and then there is more irritation than there is love. And then I think you have to look each other in the eyes and say, we're not making each other very happy anymore. And maybe it's better to continue as friends, or and take yourself out of the comfort which a marriage is. Yes.
did? But did you think, is she your age?
Yeah.
Another stupid question, sorry.
No, never. I know.
Do
Should
you
never say
think that
word.
with your destiny, what happened to you, same would happen to me, although I got hurt much earlier as a small child. I think I had to grow emotionally a lot in order to survive. And I think you too had to change emotionally and
Yeah.
become grown up very fast, and you see life from a different perspective. But if your wife is the same age or was the same age, do you think that she was emotionally as mature as you were? Because I very often realized that I had to do all this emotional work in order to to survive.
Yeah.
So I'm much more mature than, this is called post-traumatic wisdom or post-traumatic growth, what's
Yeah.
it called in psychology. And this is only people who have been through a trauma. A trauma is an injury. I've been to a mental injury, you through a physical one, which caused probably also had lots of impact on your soul.
Yeah.
So you, in order to survive, just like me, we had to do and had to go through this growth process. And I was just wondering if you, sorry, my cough. And I was just wondering if you feel that she was as mature as you were, or other peers your age. Weren't you much more mature than them because you had to overcome all these obstacles?
I don't like to talk about the maturity of someone else. I can
Yeah,
only
but
talk,
generally speaking, maybe.
Yeah, but I can say that my life is full of frustration. When I take the train, I can maybe on that station the elevator is broke down,
What
and
do
I
you
have
do
to,
then?
and then I have to take another. I have to take the train again to another station, and
Oh,
etc.
Jesus.
For instance, I can come home at late and then my tire is flat. I can have troubles with incontinence. I can try to grab something which is out of my reach. So my life is full of frustration, and I don't want to be frustrated all the time.
Yeah.
And I think the more zen I am,
Yeah.
and the more with a new frustration, the older frustration also light up.
Adds to it.
Yeah.
So they're adding up.
Yeah.
All these
So I really want to be as zen as possible.
as relaxed
have
Zen,
all-
as relaxed. I'm just
Yeah.
saying this for the German public who don't know what Zen means.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that then when something happens which is frustrating, I can sit and think, okay, we have to deal with this now, and not feeling frustrated or something like
Well, I
that.
think we can all learn from people like
Yeah.
you.
Because
Do you
I don't-
manage? Do you manage to do that? To
yes. Not always, but because I know that the frustration moments won't change.
They will stay the same till the end of your life.
Yeah, and I don't want to be a frustrated guy till the end of my life. Actually, I think, well, I suffered, I survived my spinal cord injury for so many years, and hopefully life will get better each year. And I'm more able to enjoy everything, to live and not to survive. So and that thought is getting stronger for me than it was maybe in the beginning. In the beginning, maybe there was a lot of surviving, and of course, with the when you have your family and you have your kids, you try to live as well. But I try to reduce so much as possible all the kinds of frustrations.
Do you sometimes forget about what happened, or are you reminded constantly?
Oh, my body reminds me constantly about what happened.
Yeah, but
yes.
still you're smiling. I mean, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
But the
No.
Dutch, they smile a lot, I realize,
Yeah.
in comparison to the Germans.
That's a duality. My situation now is much more better than the half a year I was on a bed in a hospital.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and when people they really had to feed me, etc. So I spent really a half a year thinking about how my future would look like, and now my life is much more better than what I thought it would be. So I feel a lot of gratefulness about it.
You also were a Paralympica, huh? You
Yeah,
told
yeah.
me. In which discipline?
Boccia.
Boccia.
Yeah, it's kind of sheer de boule.
Okay, I know boccia. Yeah, bull.
Yeah, boule. I did a lot of hand biking and quad work. We call it now wheelchair rugby. So
I once knew a Paralympic girl. She was so beautiful. She was in her early 20s, and she got run over by a train, and she got her legs cut off here, there on the thighs. She was so fucking good looking, and she was a runner in the Paralympics, and she actually managed to walk again with her
Yeah.
prostheses, with two prostheses.
yeah, it's very hard.
Being
and it's
cut
above
off
the knee.
here.
It's hard.
Oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
had so much respect for her.
Yeah, under the knee is
It's
not
no
a problem.
but yeah,
Or just one, but
Both?
two, it's very hard. Yes.
she was a very positive, very down to earth,
Yeah,
centric person.
sometimes they say, wow, why are you so positive? Or people are saying to people in a wheelchair, why are you so positive? Well, positivity sells also. If you're in a bad situation and you behave you feel sad all the time, you don't attract anybody.
Law of attraction.
The law of attraction, of course.
And it works, actually. The law of attraction works.
But I talked about the duality. I can compare myself to the situation when I was in a hospital. And of course, I have to look also at that person who was had a real grief. And I have to combine those two. So I know there is a lot of grief in my body or in my mind with the lost ability and the constant struggle of life, because that's what it is. And so I had to incorporate those two.
And dating? Do you date lightheartedly? When you date a woman nowadays, do you have any insecurities or not? Like I, right now, I weigh like 2 kilograms more than I normally do. And I wouldn't say I feel insecure. I'm a very centered person, but still I think, oh, maybe I'm too fat, so it sounds horrible. But that's sometimes what I think. So do you have insecurities? Because, I mean, but this is not a problem what I have. I mean, for you,
little, but it
like I thought it was awkward when I didn't know how to react, like standing up and saying hello, and I'm up here and you're down there. For a moment I felt a bit again stupid what to do, or does he feel comfortable because he's always looking up like that?
Yeah, but
how do you feel about that?
When I stand tall, I always look down at everybody. So
so you can stand.
Yeah, I can stand.
Okay. So for you, that's no problem. So you have no insecurities dating?
No, not really. No.
That's amazing. I like that.
Yeah, I've been in this situation for 36 years already. So
yeah,
so
but
it's
longer
than my able-bodied life.
Many people, especially women, never lose their insecurities concerning their body.
Oh.
Even though the body is full functioning, just because they're overweight, they get wrinkles, the hair goes gray, and they already feel insecure. So don't say, oh, well, I've always had this body. I mean, this is not how humans function normally.
Yeah, but this is where I have to deal with it, and of course I wish I had bigger arms and bigger muscles, etc. I seem to lost that connection with myself. That it's really
not important
important.
Anymore.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think it. No, and I really don't want it. And maybe, hopefully you think that it's not important for me that you're now really overrated.
Overweight? Oh, you mean overweight? No, I'm just trying to find the comparison about this body of physical insecurity that especially women have, and I'm just curious.
Yeah, but I don't think women look really the same way as they maybe criticize themselves?
Well, I'm quite happy with myself, so I don't have that much of a problem, but I know that lots of women have insecurities, I guess. Oh, we ask the public. Wir fragen einfach mal, wie sieht es denn bei euch aus? Fühlt ihr euch unwohl in eurem Körper und wie würdet ihr euch fühlen, wenn ihr wie Richard, ich meine, das kann man nicht. Wie soll man das erklären, wie sich das anfühlt? For example, this arm isn't functioning right now.
No, it's not functioning. It also defines, I can also look at this arm and thinking, okay, if my right arm was the same as the left arm, I couldn't do anything.
Okay, so you're just happy that the right arm
I'm not, yeah, of course, I prefer that my left,
my left, the left arm.
I think it's not my unique selling point.
Okay. And how are the dates? Do you have boring dates? Do you know what I realized? That I date so many guys, and I always have the feeling that the real connection is missing because they didn't do the emotional work that it needs to become a mature person. I feel that they're lacking something because they didn't have to face this obstacle that I had to face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
know.
how does
I
it
know.
feel for you? Because you also had to overcome an obstacle. Wo ist der
Ja.
Hund? Dieter, möchtest du noch mal zu Richard? Nee, möchtest du nicht. How does
Yeah.
it feel? Do you feel that there's an imbalance, that it's not on
Well, I think I have a clear profile on the. So everybody who wants to date with me knows I'm in a wheelchair, knows I have a spinal cord injury.
Yeah, but they don't know
Yeah.
about your emotional growth.
Yeah, and at the end, maybe at the end of my life, I really know how emotionally I have grown.
Yeah, but don't you realize that when talking to other people that they didn't do the work and they're rather
Yeah, but maybe some
not
don't
really
have to do
interest-
any work because maybe they are really open-minded and.
Do you think so? I think most people, I have many issues and are not aware of it. This is how I see it. Really? You have it?
It's my theory that some don't really have those big traumas and
Well, even if they
we're
don't have
open-minded
traumas,
and
they are, this is, I find that they are rather in their pattern and not really aware of stuff. And
okay,
don't
but-
question themselves.
No, okay, but that's something else.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think that's what I said in the beginning. I think it's really important that you don't blame someone else or another or a situation on your discomfort, but you look at in the mirror and think of your part.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately most people don't do that.
No.
But
No.
you don't meet those because the ones that swipe you right or
Oh
match
no,
you.
but when I'm in contact with someone and I feel that they blaming a lot on others, which sometimes I do also, then I think we're not a match. I think then what they say is that in the future our egos want to have conflicts. And I don't mind any conflict, but
Yeah, I understand what you mean. You are on different pages with it.
yeah, but they say a kind of negative ego wants to be fed by negativity. So if you have a lot of negativity in yourself, you want to feed that with negativity. And sometimes some guys or girls are really positive and they only want positivity. But that's not.
That's toxic positivity. It's called toxic positivity.
Yeah, but life is not always about positive.
Yeah.
There should be room for grief and for some discomfort. Because that's the sadness which we have in ourselves.
Dieter! Das Gras, lass das.
It's I've worked hard on my grass. It's my.
Yeah, so
it's-
Dieter, don't.
The grass is a little bit my baby, huh?
Okay. Dieter! Yeah, okay, so how long have you been dating now? You have been separated for 2 years now.
Yes.
And how
I've
long
I've been in a relationship, and I think
after your...
yes, but for now a half year I'm kind of single, so
Only half a year?
yeah.
Oh. And you think you overcome the grief of the last relationship ending?
No,
How long have you been with her?
almost 1.5 years. Yes.
So right after you separated from
Yes.
your wife, you got to know the other
Yeah,
one? Well, that
yeah.
was
Yeah.
a bit fast. Are you a player?
Thank you.
Playboy? No, seriously, but that's too early, is it?
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
sometimes when you're in a long relationship, maybe the marriage is already over long before it really ends.
Okay.
So then you did your grief already. Yeah.
Okay.
And I prefer to have a little bit of fun in my life.
Fun.
Yeah, fun.
I'm not looking for fun. I'm looking for a lifetime partner.
Yeah, but that should be fun too.
Yes, but I meet a lot of guys on Tinder and Bumble who are not capable or interested, whatever, in a long-term relationship, in a serious one where you really live together and spend life together, grow old together, and this is the kind of relationship I'm looking for.
Yeah, but they say that well, the Dutch word is binding and Verbindung.
Bindung und Verbindung, and those are different words?
Yes.
Okay.
And they say, well, I'm looking for a relationship where we're together, but we don't are attached. How do you say it's
a bit more than a friends with benefit situation, but kind of a situationship, they call it in English. Friends with benefit, or where you enjoy the fun part, but you don't share the serious.
No, you can share everything.
Yes,
I prefer to share everything, but with a kind of spiritual knowledge that can also end, and that you can connect in love, but you can also separate in love.
Yeah, well, that can always happen, but still some people are looking for something rather loose. You know, without the responsibility, the fun without the responsibility.
But what are kinds of responsibility you're thinking of?
To be there in good times and in bad times.
Yeah, but that doesn't feel like a responsibility.
Yeah, but it's not. It's also about the bad times and really looking for somebody you can actually grow old with, and not somebody just to call on Saturday and have fun with, and the rest of the weeks spend. Yeah, but this is how I perceive it, or how most guys like it. Actually, most guys I meet only want this. There aren't many who are really looking for. I wouldn't call it serious, but serious relationship. Implying that the word serious does not mean bad-tempered, but really sincere.
Yeah. Well, I think we have to look in the definition of what I'm trying to do. Trying to say about Verbinding. It's a Dutch word.
Verbindung sagt man auf Deutsch. Bindung und Verbindung, aber im Deutschen ist es dasselbe.
Bindung is a little bit obligated, and Verbindung is more with a free of choice.
Okay.
So.
And what are you looking for? What kind of
Verbinding with a free of choice?
Which means define.
Well, that you don't. You say, will you be there for me in bad moments? Not because I'm obligated, because I really want it.
Yeah, well, sure, because you want to. Well, it's always there. You always have freedom to.
It doesn't.
It's not about obligation, but it's about the feeling that you want to be there and you want to share. But most people I met, the guys I met, and maybe women are different there, although I imagine that many women my age are also fed up with relationships. Come up. Are also fed up with relationships, so just want to take a bit of their distance. But since I'm new in this business, in this relationship business, because as I said before, for ages I've only had these very toxic relationships because I was not able to really to be in a good relationship. And now that I healed, I really feel like trying out echte Verbindung.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should üben. Wie heißt das?
Yeah, practice. Sita, komm. Nee?
So maybe you should also not do things because you think I have to do it.
No, just
you don't do anything when you don't feel.
No, it feels. I feel no. It's
and
always
the other one
about,
should feel trusted that.
It's about. I feel that I really would love to try it out. It's just you need a partner who always also thinks. Sure, I can imagine going on vacation, and sharing your emotions and so. But not everybody wants that. Maybe you cannot imagine because you're a boy, maybe because the women are different. So how are the women that you meet normally?
Oh, they differ all.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's
How many minutes have you? 45, so we should maybe another 5 minutes and then we stop it. Yes?
yeah. Like it's nice because you compare all the dates you have and you can make a general thing of it.
Yeah.
And I think they're all different. So
Also emotionally or
yeah.
just have you had many dates since this?
Maybe not that much, but I had a few.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you ended the relationship 6 months ago after your marriage?
Yeah.
Okay, and we met 3 months ago. So after 3 months, you were already on Bumble?
Yeah.
So you weren't hurt or anything?
Oh, I can be hurt and I can be sad, but that's my sadness.
So you can still date?
Yeah.
Okay. And how are the women that you met? How different?
I don't know if I can say it, but in the beginning they are all quite funny,
Yes, and then?
and then they show their uncertainty and maybe they start claiming a little bit
Claiming what?
my attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which you do want to give or you don't?
I think sometimes they're really fast in thinking, oh, can this be a long-term relationship? Can I go on to this guy or not? And I think maybe they should take a little more time just to feel comfortable. And
They want to tie the knot right away.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you should take time with that, but how can you tell that they want to tie the knot just because they want to spend more time with you, or?
I don't know that.
Yeah, but how
cannot-
does this
yeah.
present itself?
Oh, sometimes in what they call love bombing.
That they love bomb you?
Yeah. So sending a lot of information and a lot of thoughts
And you're not comfortable with that?
sometimes I am, yeah, and it's really addictive.
Okay, but they too fast, they think that you are the love of their life.
Yeah.
You mean
yeah,
that? Okay, yeah, that's not healthy.
No.
That would scare me a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you really feel like, and that's maybe the problem with being in love, the dopamine of being in love puts away all the other trauma and sadness feelings.
Yeah, it's the
And
pink
when-
glasses.
Yes, and when the
Yes,
and
I
when
always
the falling in
ich
love
warne
is
immer
okay.
alle vor der rosa-roten Brille. Dopamine is really, Dopamin in Beziehungen ist schwierig, ne?
Yeah.
It's highly addictive and nice, but
And when the falling in love is over, then the sadness comes back. And
Tita, come.
so yeah. So first of all, I think still it's important to have good times. And,
Definitely.
and later on, you can see where it develops.
And how do you like here sitting with me? How do you feel about that?
Well, we put it on camera.
Yeah, but
It's like-
can you be honest, or do you then rather not answer if you can't be honest? I mean, you don't have to answer that
No, I
question.
don't. Can I think of that question?
Okay. Are you comfortable with it? I mean, I asked you. I told you that I would put it on my channel. How do you
Yeah,
feel about that?
I
We
feel it
did-
as a challenge.
As a challenge.
Yeah. it's nice to do something different.
Yeah.
Of course, you're used to the camera.
But you too, don't you have a channel too, you told me?
Yeah, but I don't have a channel where I talk about things. It's where I show that I can walk
Okay.
or more or less. I was trying to make, what would be very nice for me is to have a kind of vlog with all the people I meet in the situation where I am, and
Yeah,
that would be very nice.
definitely.
And just me driving around in Amsterdam with all the obstacles.
Yeah, you could have a camera here.
Yeah.
But you know, there's this DJI Mini or whatever
Yeah.
that you put here, and you just
And then see how people react and help
Yes.
me do things, or just.
that would be really nice.
Yeah, how comes Richard in a restaurant and where everybody helps or not, or that would be nice to see.
Do you feel that you are special and do you like to be looked at, or does that sometimes annoy you? Last question before we end, 15 minutes, it's already too long. How do you feel about that? That you are different from obviously
Yeah,
different.
And sometimes I really don't like it. When I go into a restaurant, I just want to go into the restaurant and sit on a normal table, etc. And sometimes I feel like Sinterklaas is coming in. and you know, they have to break down the whole restaurant to get me in. And then, so it should be nice if there was a wheelchair accessible table, or just a good ramp or whatever. And then there is a ramp, and they have to get a ramp, but they don't find a ramp, and all the stuff, and take away chairs, 2 chairs. So
Always in the center of attention.
Yeah, too much, yeah.
Okay, so now in the center of attention, also jetzt war Richard im Zentrum der Aufmerksamkeit. Es war schön, fand ich. Es hat mir Spaß gemacht, mich mit dir zu unterhalten, ehrlich gesagt.
Danke.
Ich fand es schön. Ja, ich kann nur sagen, wir sehen uns in meinem nächsten Video. Tschüss.
Tschüss.